charged.
Good morning. This is probably the last vlog I'm going to do for a couple days. This is my last day off. I'm going to enjoy it, and then I go back to work tomorrow night. It is really hard doing vlogs on my days working. I'm going to try to get one out this week if I can, though. I'm like an old man when I come home from work. I'll be sitting on the couch talking and just fall asleep mid-sentence. So needless to say, it's probably not the best idea to be trying to film a vlog when I am half asleep. So I've had a lot of people ask me, what is it like trying to become a cop? Bottom line, it sucks, and I hate to be you. If you haven't grown a set of kahunas, now is the time to do so. I always laugh at the new cops that are coming in. Their eyes glimmer with hope and excitement, and I'm over here with like an evil grin rubbing my hands together because they have no idea what they're in for. I have seen a lot of shit in 9 years. The worst part about becoming a cop is the fucking paperwork. You have to fill out a novel for an application. And a little helpful tip, you might want to make copies of that application because if they just happen to lose it, you can slap another one on their desk, and there's usually like 5 or 6 steps in the hiring process. Usually you like take a written test, and then you have to take a psychological exam. You have to take like a lie detector, and then you have your panel interview, and then your final interview with the chief or the sheriff. And this process can take anywhere from like 4 months to a year. I remember when I first started, there was a group of 7 of us that were all going through the process at the same time. So the chief walks into the room. She starts going down the line like, hey, why do you want to be a cop? Why do you want to be a cop? I'll never forget it because all of us were giving that like stereotypical answer of, well, I want to help the community, until she got to my buddy Iron Man. I'm just going to call him Iron Man because this dude's a fucking gym rat. Cool as hell though. He turned out to be like one of the best friends I've ever had. So the chief looks at Iron Man. She's like, well, why do you want to work in my department? And this fool, with no hesitation, looks at the chief and is like, I just needed a damn job. I almost shit in my chair laughing. Now, Iron Man and I had never met before the hiring process, and we were going through it at the same time together. For whatever reason, this dude and I clicked. He was my wingman. And it was funny because he was very much like by the book, like he didn't want to get in trouble, and I was kind of the wild child. Iron Man and I always got into some shit together. And I remember when we were in the academy, we had this annoying ass kid in the class, and as soon as we got back from lunch, we pulled into a parking space, and this asshole puts a delicious cold beverage on the hood of my car. He thought he was being funny. Now keep in mind, I had already started getting out of my car, so my door was cracked just a little bit, and I looked over at Iron Man. I'm like, hey, watch this. So I put my car in reverse, and like a dumbass, I stomp on the gas. So it knocks this guy's drink over, spills all over the asphalt. No big deal, right? Yeah, except for the fact that my door flew open and scratched the entire side of a BMW. The girl that owned the BMW was a total bitch, so it was a bittersweet moment. This is gonna sound really bad, but my first instinct was to close my door and like park a few spaces down. But I did the right thing and I stayed. Now keep in mind, this is like an old BMW. I'm not talking about like something brand new. Like this shit had paint chips coming off. This girl comes out and she is a total bitch about it, which I probably would be too if somebody scratched my BMW. But she ended up flunking the police academy like a week later, so it's cool. I'm an asshole, I know. So after you're done with the police academy, usually you go back to your department and you have to ride for a certain allotment of time with what's called an FTO, or field training officer. And the FTO program can last anywhere from like 3 months to 6 months depending on your department. Now most FTO programs are designed to get easier as you go along. Mine was not. My first FTO let me do whatever I wanted. My second FTO was a lot more strict, but he was a really cool guy and he was very knowledgeable about the job. He's actually a sergeant doing secret squirrel shit now. The last FTO I had was like 3 years older than dirt. I swear to God, this guy had a bowel movement every 20 minutes. Every 20 minutes I had to stop at the fucking store. I would go 2 miles an hour over the speed limit, and this guy was like, slow down. I'm sorry, Grandpa, I didn't mean to break 35 miles an hour. Once you finally graduate the FTO program, you are happy as a pig in shit. They always give you like this old rusty set of keys to this old patrol car. If you're lucky, it'll have LED lights on top. It might have the old Vectors though. Every time you go to stop a car, it sounds like you're starting a helicopter. Your siren will probably sound like it belongs on a Hot Wheels toy. If I could see myself 9 years ago, I would probably just stand there and shake my head. And I'm sure I'm going to be doing the same thing 10 years from now. Rookies are always so anxious to get a call. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a barking dog and they will come in fucking sideways, sirens blaring, guns out. You can usually tell who a veteran officer is because they'll pull up down the block and they walk up. They are taking time to think about what they're going to do. I will admit though, it is still fun after almost 10 years doing 125 miles an hour down the interstate. What other job can you do that in legally? Besides NASCAR. But I don't want to turn left all day. Oh, real fun. And for what it's worth, we don't hate rookies. We just remember how naive we were and how bulletproof we thought we were. Once you mature a little bit and you realize your own mortality because of your experience going on calls and being on the road, that's when you know you're a veteran officer. If you're gonna get into this line of work, make sure you do it for the right reasons and don't do it for the badge bunnies. I think I covered that in another video. Guys, thank you so much for watching once again. If you like it, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys in a few days. If you want to follow me on Instagram, I will post daily shit. Link in the description below.